Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a while, but I'm back. Hello, my name is Dan. I'm a pacifist in some people's views. And okay, honestly, my YouTube name has nothing to do with who I am, but whatever. My name is Dan, and I got something I want to talk about. Today's topic is churches. I am a commentary and video game channel, and I make, content based on video games, things that are recent, things that are not recent. I make random content. I'm still putting my foot in the door, trying to figure out my identity here as a creator. But one thing that does bother me sometimes that I do feel like I have to talk about is my religion, my faith, my who I am, my Christianity. One thing I have noticed that the church I used to go to, the church I go to now, the church in general has become very feminized, and I've seen a YouTube video made about this already, and I'll try to find it and link it in the description, and if I remember, here's a time card stamp. I'm gonna figure out how to do that, but now you can see it right here. What do I mean about church has been feminized? Well, I feel like, and this is based on feels, this is maybe not so much factual, and honestly, I want to talk about my feelings and less about facts right now. Although facts are very important, feelings are important too. Why am I coming from that standpoint? Well, because a lot of the sermons recently have been about feelings. I would love to show you guys some examples, and you know what? I just might. A lot of hold on. I won't necessarily, because you won't understand it, because predominantly what I'm talking about is about Russian Baptists. Editor Dan here. Not just Russian Baptist churches, just Russian churches in general, because that is mostly my experience right now. This is most of my life I've been going to Russian churches. So when I'm saying Russian Baptist, I mean all Russian denomination, because culture, that's mainly what I'm talking about. Culture. Why? Why am I talking about Russian Baptists? Russian Baptists seem to be speaking and preaching from their feelings, from their culture, less from the Bible, but more from their culture, trying to deliver a message about how you should live and why you should live that way, but not based on biblical text, but based on their feelings. You can't wear shorts to church, which is fine. I completely get it. There should be some kind of formal wear. You can't have tattoos. I get it. Again, it's a taboo topic in Christianity, because in the past, tattoos symbolized, worship to the dead, worship to the devil, whatever, witchcraft, etc., etc. And honestly, it's not the proper etiquette for church. Most of the time, not most of the time, a lot of the time, tattoos are signatures of gangs and etc., etc. Tattoos mostly and predominantly do not display Christian-like. I don't know. They don't represent Christianity. What do you want me to say? Next is, certain hairstyles. I don't know. The Jews say you have to grow out the locks of your hair, and you have to braid them. It's freaking gay. They look terrible. I, as a Jew, not like a religious Jew, but an Israeli. Let's say I'm an Israeli citizen that migrated and I immigrated to the States, and God bless America. It's so much better here. I actually don't know. I've only been there in Israel for a very little time. But yeah, Jews look terrible. They look incredibly ugly, the Orthodox Jews. Ew. I mean, seriously, look at this guy. So they'll have all these taboo rules. I think I'm using taboo the correct way, but they have all of these rules on how you should address and go to church, but in reality, it's not biblically based, and if it is based on the Bible, it is the Old Testament. And us as Christians, not as Jews, as Christians, we believe in the New Testament and the Old Testament, but the Old Testament has 3 different types of laws. They have religious law, traditional law. Wait, is it traditional law? And then there's also moral law, which is the one that we follow. Moral law is the ultimate law. Like, our morals are based on. We don't kill because it is immoral to kill. Immoral law. It's so good. Russian Baptists will make up all of these rules and all of these laws within their church, and okay, fine, I will follow it if I'm a member of your church, but now give me biblical backing as why. They get very hyped. They get very on fire for what they are preaching. There's even some memes coming out of pastors spitting incredible rap while they're preaching. But the unfortunate thing is, it's not very biblical based. And I'm sorry, as a Christian, my life is based on the Bible. And now I want to bring up this point. I heard this somewhere. I cannot remember where, but it was an Alphabet Community Church pastor. Man, Christians, they're so quick and so harsh on everything has to be biblical and everything has to be by the Bible, but really it's all about love, it's all about acceptance, and it's all about our tradition, our culture. How is the Russian Baptist, this very strict, very strong community that makes women wear skirts and head coverings to church, and God forbid, you don't wear a suit to church. But their ideology is based exactly the same as an Alphabet Community Church. I'm sorry, it has to be biblically based, and I'm not going crazy about how you guys dress. I honestly like it. I love wearing suits. I love looking formal. Gosh, if I could afford it, my whole wardrobe would be suits. But I work in mechanics and excavation. How am I supposed to wear a suit to work? That wouldn't make any sense. But my point is that they're preaching the same way. It's very topical. And the problem with topical preaching is you just choose what you want to preach on, your feelings, your vibe, what you went through. It's got to be biblical. If it's not biblical, it's trash. It's heresy, it's garbage. Waste of my time. I'm sorry. Your sermon was useless. All right, I'm done ranting. It was something I had on my mind today. I want you guys to take this video as a conversation starter. Nothing that I say is hard, stone cold truth. Notice, as a Christian, I did not bring up any biblical verses to back what I said. In the very beginning, I told you this is a very feelings-based video. I don't make videos to tell you how to think and what to think, but I'm here to start a conversation. If I am wrong about what I said, and if I said something heretical, I am welcoming you to comment and tell me. I'm happy to respond to you. Make a response video. Have you on Discord and we can have a talk. I'm happy to do that. This is a conversation starter first and foremost. Let's talk about it. I'm glad to. This is not an end-all video. Thank you guys for watching. Think about it. Have a good day.